Oh, yeah. What is up, YouTube? Ah, what is up, motherfuckers? Apparently we're back again. Yes. Apparently, live again. Oh, my sound don't work. Oh, nobody hears me. Oh, goddamn. I can, So we've went through some changes. Yeah, we've had to yet again adapt. What's this make? Our 12th time in the last 2 days? Really? Let's see. Yes, we have had to adapt. Laptop, no more. 2 other desktops are working as we speak. My bandwidth is probably limited. Hey, you attack me and you think maybe that I'm not going to respond. You think that maybe I'll do nothing. Fucking come get me with your muscle. That's what you do. Catch me if you can. Anyway. I tried to go live earlier. All I was going to do, I was going to drink some beer, plant some seeds. That didn't happen. It didn't materialize. It wasn't meant to be. So, I instead decided to get cocky and maliciously attack servers that are associated with entities I rather not name. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Is what it is. Yeah, shit. You motherfuckers won't let me go live and smoke some dope, drink some beer, talk shit. You won't let me go live and present truth. You won't let me post pictures on the internet. What do you expect me to do? I know what you expect me to do, but it's just not going to happen that way. In my world, when you start fucking around, you may not set out to intentionally fuck around with me, but you inadvertently cross lines that shouldn't be crossed. And once your actions assault me as the violator, you lose any privilege, right, freedom, and or otherwise ability to determine how I then respond. You violated my natural law, not the other way around. And you know, you can just deal with the consequences for your actions. You think maybe you hide behind firewalls. You think maybe your VPNs protect you. You may think because you can judge me based on a certain persona that you know who I am and what I am or am not capable of. You may think that because you're affiliated with certain government institutions that you're untouchable. You may think that I perceive that I have something that you could take from me and that would somehow protect you. Yeah. Anyway. Go ahead, catch me if you can. Look around. Figure it out. Trace something to this IP address you won't be doing, and if you do, you won't trace it to this IP address. You know, I just want to grow plants. I just want to love my neighbors, love the world around me, and try to express ways of getting things accomplished via love, as opposed to utilizing conflict to coerce change. I try to be nice. When was the last time I tried to poison a water supply? When was the last time I fucking just went and shot some random useless fuck on the side of the street because I was bored? You notice I don't do these things. I just want to be nice. I just want to try to, you know, make the world a better place. But you think, though, you think that your perception somehow entitles you and your perception to supersede all others. I don't generally like making examples out of people, places, or things. That's just not my MO. Not my style at all. I'd much rather be your friend. I'd much rather find common ground, and through the common ground, I feel that together as an alliance we could get more accomplished. It's just not meant to be. And you want to keep pushing me with as if you have little to no regard for the consequence of your actions. Everything is interconnected. You know that as well as I, yet you somehow think I'm a force to be fucked with as opposed to what I truly am in nature. Anyway, folks, just to recap, we were trying to grow some seeds earlier. We were trying to plant some melons, and technical difficulties beyond average led us to have to terminate a live stream. Which made our already paranoid asses that much more paranoid. So we had to further scrutinize our equipment. And what we determined when doing so was that, you know what? It's time for some changes. I've got memory. I've got fucking hard drives. I've got cameras. I've got microphones. I've got fucking various devices to aid me and assist me in achieving what needs achieved. I don't like it when I'm made to feel as though I have to detract from useful purpose and instead carry out malicious purpose. Nobody wants to just be a fucking dick. Nobody. Even the people that are just dicks don't truly want to just be a dick. But, you know, here's what it is. So we'll give up on the, this is gonna, we're not even gonna stress with it. Yeah. Anyway. While in the process of allowing 2 other computers to carry out said endeavors against said entities, we had the gaming PC reinstalling Windows. Yes, I fucking hate Microsoft and everything that has anything to do with Microsoft. However, I do play Battlefield. Probably more than I should. Hence, to do so, I need Origin. Hence, to facilitate all of that, I need Windows. Or at least Windows running on a partition on a hard drive. So, we got that back going. And then we had to, of course, go through and disable so many fucking different telemetry services, fucking biometric this, Xbox fucking that. The shit that we had to go through just to stop Windows from trying to goddamn stick their nose right up our motherfucking crotch and find out exactly what we were doing. It's been tedious. And I'm trying to get that done. Did you catch the fucking portable junk fucking device live stream? I see the mailman pull up, and the mailman don't even go to the mailbox. The mailman's even paranoid. I run down there. Motherfucking Black Widow spider, folks. No, that was some crazy fucking shit. Big old fucking black... I don't know it. I've not even been able to look. Did you see the live stream from the device? I guess I should at least be nice and look in on chat and see if there's anyone even viewing this live stream. Oh shit, Lord Jesus, it's a miracle. It says I have 3 viewers. I have 3 viewers. 1 I know. Which means I got 2 hanger-ons. Yes, I got 2 hanger-ons. Okay. Let's just fuck around some more. Because that's what we do. We just fuck around, all of us. We can't do nothing constructive. So let's just fuck around. Let's just fuck around. Alright. Now we have everything. Ain't nothing on this motherfucking hard drive right now, folks. So, you know. You motherfucking bullshitting motherfuckers want to peer into what's cooking. You can't see shit. We'll show you. Let's pull up the fucking main screen. We'll go down. I told you, man. Hey. Aha! Look, my 3 hanger-ons. Oh, I know one of them, so technically. Anyway. Let's go through here. Let's see what else we can disable. We've done disabled so much goddamn shit. But let's just see if there's more shit we can get rid of. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? We don't even fucking know where we're going. That's where we're going. How about here? Yeah, I'm gonna do this shit all fucking bare naked even. As a matter of fact, no, I'm not going to do that. I was going to say, I'll go ahead and disable whatever security bullshit I've got running just because, you know, let's let the balls hang out, you know, let's dangle a carrot in front of their noses. They'll come running. Yeah. I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable live on YouTube, and I'm live streaming my vulnerability. Yeah, I'm provoking you motherfuckers. Do something about it. Go ahead. Come on. I'm waiting for you. I'll cut you fucking down before you ever make it up the motherfucking driveway, so help me God. Come try. No, we don't want to create no restore points. What kind of fucking moron uses restore points? Let me see a restore point. So all of a sudden, you fucking send a bunch of fucking bugs and bullshit to my system. I restore it to an earlier point. I'm turning around and restoring the same fucking bullshit. Nah. Make this bigger. Can I make it bigger? Oh, I'm not even allowed to make it bigger. Is that it? I can't make it bigger? Anyway. Let's see. Let's just go. Disable syncing your settings in Windows 10. Of course. I'm not going to read through all these because there's 1,000 of them. Disable installation of advertising apps and games system-wide. Of course. Do not let apps use my camera. Of course. Do not let apps use my microphone. Of course. Deny apps to run in the background. Of course. Let's keep going. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, we got to block everything outgoing to any Microsoft server. That should be a rule of thumb. Rule of thumb gives me a thought. Anyway, it's going to take me a minute because, of course, I'm going to go through here and check mark every single last one of these sons of bitches. Thankfully, I should still have music playing in the background. Oh, yes, I do. I heard it. It's not loud, but it's there. Search. Of course we want to make sure all the searches are fucking, we're blocking all that shit too. Do not connect to wireless network shared by my contacts. Of course. My motherfucking contacts know how to get a hold of me. I know how to get a hold of my contacts. We don't fucking share shit without implied consent between us both. And you motherfuckers are not going to dictate that. Do not connect to proposed public hotspots, of course. Block that. Explore. Fucking, who the fuck uses Explore? We'll shut down all that shit. Turn off Windows Smart Screen, of course. Remove shortcut suffix from future shortcut file names, of course. And of course we gotta block all this other bullshit too. Services. Turn off Windows Defender. That's gonna require a reboot, so I'm not gonna do that. I will do that, just not, I can't do that live. Edge. Only a fucking moron would use Microsoft Edge or Microsoft products for that matter. I'm using Windows 10 out of necessity, not out of desire. Anyway. Nobody uses Internet Explorer, or at least not any intelligent people. OneDrive, of course, completely block all that fucking shit as well. Block all that. Disable biometric service, biometric login, of course. Disable standby, of course. Disable automatic driver search on the internet, of course. Okay. Of course we want to disable all of this fucking shit. I don't want no Edge allowing access to the internet, period. Now, I'm not going to go through every last one of these, but if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that there is about, I don't know, if I were to estimate without counting them, 200 individual components. Now, I want you to keep in mind, folks, that these components are intentionally within your system. They are ways which give Microsoft backdoor access to everything. And we're going to block 99.9% of them. Set change settings. You're not going to let me do it while we're on here? Yes, 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 yes. Good deal, good deal. Come on, get her going. Oh, get her going. Now, we're gonna pop up here. I gotta take display capture off for just a minute. Gotta do a little step that cannot be disclosed publicly. If you have your security up to par, if you have access to multiple devices, preferably multiple devices on multiple networks, you can fuck with some people. No! What the fuck? Low orbit ion cannon. What the fuck is that? I don't know where that is or what that came from or what that could be used for. Oh, we're just having fun, folks. Don't get scared. It's y'all's tools. Y'all invented this shit. Y'all attack me with it. I can't turn around and flip the script and use it on you in retaliation. Oh, you just figured I was some dumb redneck, didn't have the ability to use the mind and figure shit out, did you? Keeping in mind that I might tell you a lot, but I tell you what I perceive you can know, what you need to know. You don't know it all. I don't give a fuck how much you snoop around me. It's always funny. It always is. Can you make it bigger, is what she said. Yes. It grows. It has a tendency to grow. So I almost get bit by a black widow spider. I catch the spider. I release the spider. In the process of cleaning up. I really was in the process of cleaning up. And while in the process, for real, in the process of cleaning up, I step on a shard of glass about 2.5 inches long and it goes in my foot. Now my foot's all fucking sore. What's the old saying? When it rains, it pours. Where's my beer? Oh, that's right. It's not. It has not been delivered yet. I'm told it's en route. And as a result of that live stream earlier, for any that might be wondering, it did result in catastrophic failure with regards to the laptop's hard drive. Yes, I took a hammer and beat a bunch of nails into it. So that means that until such time as I'm able to obtain a replacement hard drive, the laptop is non-operational. Anybody wondering what we're listening to in the background? I'll throw that in the chat. Technetic Beats. Man, excellent brother. I've mentioned this brother many times. Y'all just don't get it. He's an excellent fellow with regards to his contributions to the music industry. Very helpful. Maybe you want to look into sound production. Maybe you aspire to be some famous rapper. Maybe you might want to utilize Fruity Loops or some of the other mixing programs, and you want to familiarize yourself with some of that, and you need somebody that's in the know that can facilitate you better utilizing that software, that type of equipment. I'll say it again, Technetic Beats, excellent brother right there, folks. And I'm gonna throw this in chat just for anyone watching, anyone that way they can get them some Technetic Beats. Anyway, always got to shout this man out because he was real helpful when I was looking into various aspects of sound production. Very helpful person, sincerely helpful. I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I really mean that. Anyway, it's okay. Let's see. We have to take a brief intermission while we listen to something right quick, folks. We will be back in just a second, but meanwhile, I do hope everyone enjoys this little 6-minute intermission.
message to all the employees of the DHS, the NSA, and whoever else in these alphabet soup agencies who plays a role in the massive surveillance apparatus of the United States government. Listen, we know you're watching us. We know you're listening to our phone conversations, reading our emails, accessing our social media activities, reviewing our internet browsing history without warrants. Those of us who've been paying attention have known for a long time. So this recent scandal with Prism, where all of this supposedly came to light, isn't really a shock. In fact, it's kind of redundant. You've been leaking information about your spying activities so consistently over the past decade that one would have to be partially lobotomized to still believe that the US government holds itself to the rule of law. Due process is no more. We get it. You can now do whatever you want, whenever you want. Warrants, probable cause, who needs them? All these concepts of inalienable rights. So last century, aren't they? You know, in spite of all the fuss about the leaks and whistleblowers, the truth is that those who are running your organization want us to know that we're being watched. That, after all, is the real point of the game. If you can make people feel paranoid about what they say to their friends and what they post on the internet, maybe they'll fall silent. And if everyone stays silent, then you'll be able to take this even farther without resistance. And then the people you work for would win. Nothing new or novel here. This is just the basic psychology of a police state. And America most definitely is a police state. You helped make that possible. You assisted in this power grab. So congratulations. Pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Got news for you though. We're not going to censor ourselves and cower in fear about what might happen when the government reads our emails or listens to our private conversations. No. To the contrary, we're just going to get louder. You see, we're not ashamed of our anti-government, anti-corporate fascism position. We're not the criminals. We're not the ones murdering countless civilians all over the planet in this phony war on terror. We're not the ones declaring ourselves to be virtual kings with the right to arrest or kill anyone anywhere without a warrant, to detain anyone indefinitely without a trial in secretive prison sites scattered around the globe. We didn't do that. The scumbags that you take orders from did. They are the criminals, and you are an accomplice. That means you're just as guilty as they are. Yeah, I know. You're just following orders. That's not a defense. It didn't work for the Nazis in Nuremberg, and it won't work for you when this all comes down. And make no mistake, this is coming down. That's not a threat. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to call for people to hunt you guys down and hang you from street lamps. I'm really not interested in settling this in blood. But unfortunately, that's how these dramas usually play themselves out. Historically speaking, things don't tend to end so well for the cowards, idiots, and psychopaths who follow totalitarian madmen until the fat lady sings. The thing is, while it might not bother you to sell your children and grandchildren out like you have, there are a lot of people who aren't so morally flexible. There's a lot of people who actually care what kind of world they're passing on to future generations. There are a lot of people who would rather die than let their children grow up under the thumb of a faceless tyrant. And those people are getting very, very angry with you. We the people don't want your so-called security services. You're not working for us. If you were, you would be using your power to take down the criminals who are running the United States into the ground. So on behalf of the people of the United States of America, consider yourself fired. If you aren't working for the people, who are you working for? You better get clear about that right now. You better choose which side of history you're going to be on. Because when the tables turn, it's going to be too late for an apology. There is an alternative ending to this story, but it's going to require that you grow a pair. It's going to require that you start doing what's right rather than just following orders. Let's just talk about this in terms of the rule of law. The federal government was created by the Constitution. This is where its claims of legitimacy originate. The Constitution is a set of laws for the government, and every president, upon entering the office, swears an oath to abide by those laws. In case you forgot, there's a little section of the Constitution called the Bill of Rights. Now, the Patriot Act, the NDAA, PRISM, the NGI Biometrics Database, and numerous other programs that the U.S. government has put into place violate the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. Therefore, the personal data collected without warrants, without probable cause, and the systems that are being used to collect that data are tools in the commission of a crime. If If our kangaroo court system will not bring justice, then it is incumbent upon you, the cogs in the machine, to find a way to bring this deranged circus sideshow on bath salts that we call the US government to account. It is incumbent upon you to act independently to bring about the destruction of those databases and the systems of information gathering. It is incumbent upon you that work within the surveillance apparatus to frustrate and slow the functioning of the system when it is used against the people, and to turn it on these criminals who have positioned themselves at the top of this machine, to gather information about their activities and to leak that information to the public. You helped break your country, so you better help fix it. This isn't a request. This is your duty. This is your one and only path to redemption. If you agree with this message and you want those running the surveillance apparatus to listen, then share this video. Post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, post it on your blog, send it to your friends via email. If you want to make sure that the watchers hear it, then add a few choice keywords in your post. In the description below, we've included a link to a list of words that are known to trigger their automated systems, and which will then provoke a human review. Let's put it in their face. Let's let these people know exactly where they stand.
Well, hi, and we are back, folks. What is up? You're listening to True Patriot, also known as CC2 Arms, and we're hanging out. We're trying to be productive, or at least we were earlier today, trying to be productive. Now we're just hanging out. Not much going on. I would like to get some plants started. I would like to do some other things today. Not much day left, unfortunately. Now, thanks to them having me tie up my day with all this other useless bullshit. But we're still around. Everyone that's stuck by me through this shit, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. I mean nothing but the best for all of us. But unfortunately, a lot of the time, it just doesn't work out that way. There's always those things that want to influence, manipulate, dictate, and otherwise try to control us. The controllers, they know exactly what the fuck they're trolling for. They know exactly the method behind the con. You know, it's fuck. Waste of time. Waste of time. Anyway, let's see what we can get into. Try to get into something anyway. Shit, I sure wish I had a beer. Man, where's my beer at? I don't know. Maybe I should check. Maybe I've gotten a message telling me that somehow magically got delayed as well. Oh, I shouldn't even put stuff like that into the air. That's liable to come back and bite me. Nope. Just some messages about the spider. And I'm happy to report that she did run away unharmed. She did, well, not fast or nothing. They don't like to be generally handled. You don't see black widows often. I mean, now I can take you and show you 100 of them today. My point is that you don't see them that often unless you know how and where to look for them. And the reason you don't see them is because they're like, they're reclusive. Reclusive. Makes you think of a brown recluse. We got plenty of those in this area as well. No, I didn't kill it. You could not convince me to kill one for all the money in the world. I love life. Yes, that black widow spider is life. It commands the greatest of respect from me, and I likewise try to respect that life. But don't get it twisted, folks. If I gave her the chance, she would have bit the fucking shit out of me. Yes, and it's rough. If you've not been through it, don't go through it. You don't have to take my word for it. Don't heed my advice. I'm just an idiot. Do not get bit. The wolf spiders. Be careful with the wolf spiders. The wolf spiders eat lots of flies and lots of mosquitoes, and the wolf spiders are very fragile. If you look at one wrong, it'll die. Wolf spiders, we've got a lot of those here. We have a large I guess it would be referred to as a common brown wolf spider. They do look kind of intimidating. They are very, very, very large. The ones we have here, I mean, I've seen them, you know, a $50 size is typical. I've seen them larger, but they don't really do nothing. Nothing. I mean, they don't. I've had them running all over me. They don't really do anything. Oh, now we've got TVs falling around. Oh, God. I hate having to use a TV in the fucking barn. That sucks. I mean, I really do hate having to use a TV in the barn. It's just so, I don't know. It just don't feel right. I miss having the laptop. But anyway, it is what it is. We're making do. I say a TV because literally, folks, I mean, literally, I have had to take and literally fucking put a TV out here just to serve as a fucking monitor. I mean, that shit just fucking blows ass. Anyway, I can change it around here. I'll even look at it. I don't want to look at it, but I can look at it. Now, fuck. Now we got all these fucking glares and all this bullshit. If it's not one thing, it's a motherfucking another. I'm hearing rain. And you know, my timeline being warped today also led me to be derelict in some other duties. If you recall, I was supposed to go up in the mountains and get the Panama Ninja. I was supposed to do an updated video with regards to her. I should have got, matter of fact, I'm still going to. I'm gonna get some, I'm gonna drop some of these seeds down. I'm probably gonna move the background camera. I did keep everything out, even though I did have to do a bunch of cleaning and other bullshit. Let me spin this camera around. No, not my legs. Let's go. Let's try to. Yes. There's our dirt. There's our water. There's our cups. We've got all of our stuff laid out still. So in spite of our earlier interruptions, in spite of our earlier delays, we are going to plant some plants. Yeah, roaches are hard to get rid of. Very hard to get rid of. I've seen where they actually did studies and tests, and they actually took radiation in high concentrations and started hitting them with radiation. And the roaches were just like, hey, what the fuck? I have seen a microwave on and food cooking in the microwave and a roach running around the microwave. Like, what the fuck, dude? Let me out of here. Yeah, roaches, man, that'd be rough. Thankfully, there are roaches outside. I don't have any inside. I do have some outside here, and it's just, you know, I ignore them. I'm not scared of them. I just don't much care for them. They're not one of my favorite things in the world. Let me see, do I got a Sharpie somewhere? I got a Sharpie. Let's just be all fucking random and shit, folks. How about that? We'll just be all kinds of random. Let's see. I'm gonna pull another cam. I'm gonna take this cam off my face and I'm gonna actually use it like my portable cam. Since I technically don't have a portable cam now that my fucking laptop is fucked. But I need the use of a, oh damn it, try to keep that off my feet. Okay. Alright, let's see, what are we going to start with? Let's do some cantaloupe. Here's one. We'll go ahead. This is, in case you can't see this is a Hale's Best Jumbo. It's a cantaloupe. Now, back to our planting endeavors. Our melons, fruits, cantaloupe, watermelon, a couple things, a couple key points that I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this. Mainly is space. You better have some space. They take up a lot of room. It doesn't matter if you do it in a container, if you do it in a raised bed, if you do it in the ground, if you do it on a trellis. It don't matter how you do it. It's going to take up a lot of space. The second thing, they're, if I'm mathematically correct, they're like 90% water. The point being is, if you're not supplying adequate water, your melons are not going to do worth a shit. You've got to give them water. They've got to have a lot of water. However you achieve that, they need lots of water. So we're not gonna do. All that being said, we're not gonna plant a bunch of melons this year. We're not gonna sit here. We know our seeds are good. We know we've got good genetics. We're not gonna sit here and plant fucking 10 cantaloupe plants. There's just it wouldn't work out that way. What I am going to do, though, however, is I am going to plant 2 plants per cup, and I'm going to do several varieties of melons. First ones, we've got the Hell's Best Jumbo, and that's a cantaloupe. I've got me a Sharpie. I've got me a solo cup that has had drainage holes poked in it. We're going to label the cup Hell's Best Cantaloupe. However you spell cantaloupe. I'm just kidding. But I'm just putting canna because we know. Alright. So there. So we'll go ahead and we'll do 2 of those. Now in this next cup, here we go, another cup. We're going to do some other cantaloupe, and this is going to be the honey rock. We're going to do 2 of those as well. And this is the honey rock. Cantaloupe. And we'll do 2 of those as well. We'll go ahead and do these first 2. And I've got to take all this shit slow because I'm fucking out of my mind today. So, apologies, folks. Sincere apologies. It won't always be like this, but it's one of them days, and we're just going to have to grin and bear it. Alright, good deal. Yeah. And that was, not getting it. That's mixed up. That is the Hell's Best. I have that little pan set under our tray there, and the reason. Alright, dude, I'm online, man. I'm like live. Can you take that shit somewhere else? Motherfucking roosters. Sometimes they can be annoying. They're my friends, and I love them to death, but damn, sometimes, you know. And I've given them extra food, treats, and all kinds of shit today. Now, I've got this pan set under these because I've not pre-moistened this soil. It has like almost no moisture at all. I'm going to go ahead and get it super wet. We'll go ahead and we're going to fill up this next cup for our honey rock cantaloupe. Since we are not doing any pre-soaks or anything, we are just going to do a straight, good old-fashioned soil germination. Okay, there we go. Now, of course, thankfully we did have one of them solo cups that we did not set up the holes yet. We've got a 5-gallon bucket right there of rainwater. We want this to be thoroughly soaked. We are allowing it to thoroughly drain, but we do need it to be thoroughly moist. Give that just a minute to drain down, folks. Who don't love a good cantaloupe, though? I mean, seriously. While that's draining, folks, I'm going to run out to the car and grab, hopefully, a cold beverage. Cold beverage? I stepped on a piece of glass, you know, I'll put it that far. I pulled it back out. Woo-hoo, folks, and we're back. Yeah, we're back. Ha ha! You know what time it is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, look up in the woods. Do you see where it snapped at the base?
Yes.
Okay.
Gone that way, it would have.
Yeah, it would have been bad. I'm going to have to get Ziggy's help with a chainsaw, and we're going to have to get it all cut down and moved. You better get in the house. It's about to pour rain on you. Okay, folks, where are we at? Okay, yes. Is that where we're at? Oh, it is. That's where we're at. No, I'm just kidding. That's got to wait. We've not accomplished nothing yet. Before we can sit back and just drink some beer and just shoot the shit, we need to get some of these seeds planted, huh? All right, back to where we were at. So this is all pre-moistened. Now, you know, if you got a big stick, just make sure your shit's all fucking moist there. Sorry about the language. Look at my Sharpie is dual purpose. Not only will it serve as a labeler, it will also serve as an indentation tool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna make me a little. Y'all seen how I've done this before. I'm only going about half that distance. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Now, first one we're going to do is going to be our Hell's Best. Hell's Best Jumbo. I'm going to drop one seed in there. Now I'm going to make me another little indentation over to the side of that one. And I'm going to drop me another little seed. Go. That's the Hell's Best. Now we're going to do our honey rock. Keeping in mind these are both cantaloupes, and we've got damn, I don't know, a couple hundred seeds sitting over here beside us, so we are going to plant several things. Fuck the bullshit. Let's get drunk and plant plants. Plants are simple. Animals are simple. Nature's simple. People and their bullshit, well, that's where it gets complicated. And nobody, self-included, likes complication. Yeah, I did get way too many out of the honey rocks. Trying to put these excesses back into our envelope without fucking up. There we go. Now, that's about drained, and since that is in fact about drained, we need to have us a tray over here. nice crate. That way we can put these, because they will actually go onto a heating mat. Anyway, it is what it is, folks. So, there's some cantaloupe. Woohoo! Cantaloupe is done. Moving right along. We'll put these back in the bag. We know we've done them. Let's move right on along, and let's get some other melons. What do we got? Oh, watermelon. What? Yeah. Look. There's some sugar baby watermelon. These next two, here's the first of the next two. These are going to be sugar baby watermelon. I've got a plethora of different melon plants here. A lot of cantaloupe. A lot of different varieties of cantaloupe. Let's see, which of the other melons? Not no eggplant. I do love eggplant, but I don't really like eggplant. Yeah, the golden cassava melon. That will be our second melon in this particular grouping. This is, to recap, we're going to be planting now. It would be the watermelon. It's the sugar baby variety of the watermelon. And the golden cassava melon. As always, it's heirloom. As always, entirely organic. As always, $0 spent. We need to get us 2 cups with the holes. There we go. There's one. There's 2. Go ahead and get these filled up with soil. We do need to moisten them. The rains are about to come, folks. I've been waiting. Desperately need rain. If it gets too loud and it's hard to hear, you could pop something up in chat. I will be able to turn this mic up. I don't know how loud it'll get. You figure I've got a tin roof over me. It does have a tendency to get kind of loud depending on weather. Now we do need to label it. That's going to be our sugar baby. Sugar baby watermelon. There's our sugar baby watermelon. Now we also need to label our cup for our golden cassava melons. Show it off a lot just because I love it. It's just fucking excellent. I don't even know how else to describe it without profanity. I mean, I literally don't know how to describe it without calling it fucking excellent. If my profanity offends you, no offense, but you should probably just get offended. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to make you feel all warm and fuzzy. I'm here to teach you something. And if you find the way that I choose to do that offensive, then get the fuck off. There's 100 million live streams you can listen to. There's a lot of other less offensive people that you can talk to. I'm not really worried about feelings. I mean, I'm not intentionally trying to offend you. I'm just saying that if through the course of this live stream you do in fact get offended, well, get the fuck offended and then get over it. Of course, she chooses to let the dog out while I'm busy. Anyway, ain't worried about the dog either. Karma, go find something to do, puppy dog. I'm busy. not wanting to go out in that rain is what the deal is. Yep. More water in here. Yep, lots of water. The soil, surprisingly, is drains pretty well. It does have a decent water retention, but it will also drain pretty well. It's just a good, well balanced mix. If when using it for cannabis purposes, you would need to incorporate a significant amount of perlite in with it. And you could use it for indoor grows. That shouldn't be an issue or a concern. I gotta put this dog up, folks. I'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. Let's get these seeds dropped down in there, folks. Oh yes. Get the sugar babies dropped in there. Make one little hole. Make two little holes. Again, I've got plenty of seed, but I'm not trying to end up with a whole bunch of melon plants that I just don't have the room for. They are going to take substantial water. They are going to take a substantial amount of space. If I were to guesstimate, and this is just an estimate, you'd want to give at least minimally 7 to 8 square feet per plant. I literally mean like 7 to 8 foot square per plant. And a shit ton of water. Alright, drop one. We'll drop two. We'll put our excesses back up. Alright. Okay, now sugar baby's all done. Now we need to get on making a couple little holes for the golden casabas. And chat, I will be with you in just a momentarily. Let me get these two dropped down in here and see what's going on there. Sugar baby done. Golden cassava done. Put them both back in our seed bag because we know that we've already got those both done. I'm gonna move this back up here for just a minute, folks. I'll hang out with you for a minute. We're gonna drink some beer. Damn, that glare. I'm trying to help you. Help me help you. What is up? That minimized the glare a little bit. Anyway. Oh shit! Sarah Violet TLC for you. No. She is a Rottweiler that has been crossed with a black and tan. A hunting dog. She's spoiled. She's going to be super large, and she's spoiled, and she's very lovable, but she is spoiled rotten. mother has survived cancer, and if she wants to spoil the dog, I'm not going to interfere. I leave it alone. I let them, they do their thing. They went out and they picked, and she got, let's see, hot pink collars and hot pink leashes that had little patterns in it, and all. I brought the dog home. The dog was going to be home defense, home security. She's going to be extremely large. The first time I seen her father, I thought he was an English Mastiff. I mean, he is enormous. And within 3 days, it went from, well, that dog can't go outside. It might get too hot. Or it might get cold. Or it might get wet. You can't have that dog out there in the dirt and shit. No. I'll take care of the dog, and you just get the fuck out of the house. And now the dog is spoiled. It wears a pink collar, and it anyway. It's gonna be a good dog. It's just anyway. Yeah. From a manly aspects of it, we would have done it differently. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm gonna take a drink from this beer. Oh, I need to put the rest of the beer in the refrigerator, folks. Yeah, put the beer in the refrigerator, don't. Ah, yeah. Oh, okay. So we've got us. Let's see here. We've got 2 cantaloupe plants planted. See, excuse me. We have 4 cantaloupe seeds germinating, and we have 4 melon seeds germinating. I wish I could give you accurate numbers in terms of how much space that will take you, how much water you're going to need. I don't know your area. I don't know where you're at. I don't know your intended grow medium, your intended grow space. There are variables that I don't have based on your individual circumstance. What I will say is, if you have enough water, if you have enough space, there's no reason why you can't grow some melons. I did do a container. What are they called? I can't remember the name of them. The little pumpkins that you make pumpkin pie out of them. They're little pumpkins. But anyway, I did those just as an experiment last year in a 10-gallon tote, and we didn't get a lot of them, but we did get a few, and it did well. We did get something. We got a return. I'm not typically a melon person. I mean, I love melon. I'm just it's just not something I do a lot of. I've always been more of the cucumbers, tomatoes, and peppers. But the container gardening thing seems to really be taking off. And that being said, a lot of the fan base, following, friends, family, whatever that are behind a lot of my efforts are in fact urban dwellers, people that unfortunately are forced to live in metropolitan areas. And so I've wanted to, I'd like to be able to give people information that they can actually apply to their own life. And without experience, I can't do any of that. So most of the stuff, if not all of the stuff that you'll hear me talk about, that you'll hear me mention, that you'll see on my channel, that you'll see if you know anything about me, there are things that I'm not just shooting the shit. I'm not just hey, I'm gonna try to grow a garden. It's my first time ever. I can do this. I've done it. I'm experimenting, and unless something is tried and true, I try to not share it. Or except in the instances of some of these lives, some of this stuff is new. But that's more the reason why we do the live streams, is so that it serves as a record, not just for you all, but it's a record for myself as well. I wish I wouldn't have lost my other channel. I wish I wouldn't have lost that content. However, since I have in fact learned enough to know that nowadays I back up everything. Hence why I stream through OBS, because it gives me the ability to record my streams. Yes, and you should do it. You can make a raised bed out of anything. Literally anything. I got a bunch of vinyl fencing given to me. See? A slat of vinyl fencing. Okay. Alright. The challenge was to figure out how to cut it. Here's what I learned. You're going to take a skill saw, a saw with a round blade, and you're going to flip the blade around backwards. Secondly, you need to cut it with a low speed. Don't squeeze that trigger. Don't hold that throttle down. You want to cut it with a low speed. The reason you do this is because if you try to cut it fast, or if you try to cut it with the blade on correctly, what's going to happen, instead of getting a cut, and you'll see my first fuck-ups, all these holes and shit. Hence, you're going to use a low speed, and you're going to have the blade flipped around backwards. But just for fun, I took because I got it for free. I got some of those fencing panels. You can see this is actually they are about 4 inches higher than this, but you can see, you know, that's a pretty good height. Cut it in half. There you go. You can make a raised bed out of everything, anything. Okay. If you wanted to make a raised bed and you had nothing, you could take a shovel, you could dig some shovelfuls of dirt and make a pile. That would technically be a raised bed. Here's why you would not do that. You would need to contain the raised bed, because if you don't contain it some kind of way, when it rains, over the course of time, the water is going to go and you're going to lose all your material. It's going to settle and disperse. So you start off, let's say you got a 3-foot pile, and then you come back a month later, now you only have a foot tall pile. That's why you need to contain the bed. And insofar as what you use to contain it, that's not relevant. It doesn't matter. All the containment is doing is keeping whatever preset depth. Okay, it's a raised bed, right? Here's the ground, raised. What does raised mean? It's up off the ground. All you are doing is maintaining that depth. Hence, why you have to keep it structured with something. But that being said, anything will retain it. Shy away from wood. I don't give a fuck how vegan you are, how holistic you are, how natural you are. If those virtues are true for you, you will shy away from wood or products that contain wood, unless of course you had some buddy that tore down a fucking house and he gave you a bunch of scrap wood for free. Otherwise, don't spend your money. Don't go out here buying wood. You know, if you bought pressure treated, it would last longer, but the chemicals that were used in the pressure treating process would pose detriment not just to the environment, but they'd leach into your soil. You don't want to do that. If you bought unpressure treated, you just cut a bunch of fucking trees down just so you could build a flower bed. That's a detriment to the environment. You wouldn't want to do that. What does that leave us with? That leaves us with plastics, and unfortunately we have too many. And they're everywhere. So one of the ways that I try to be green, yes, and you know, that's oftentimes met with opposition when I talk about plastic and being green in the same conversation. But one of the ways that I try to be green, I try to think as much as I can about the environment around me, is in fact using plastic. But I don't go out and buy a bunch of plastic. I try to find creative ways to repurpose what I already have. I've heard the argument I shouldn't have potatoes growing in towers made out of tires because somehow the potato's going to suck poison from the tire and kill me. When we weigh that against the chemtrail material coming back down to the earth, I think we find that I don't feel so bad building big old tire towers and growing potatoes in them. I don't feel so bad using repurposed materials to frame a structure in which to basically, as I said, just contain my grow medium. That's all we're doing. We're trying to contain that grow medium. That weed barrier is awesome. Let me get my roll. And I'm constantly on the lookout. And this one we paid $4.99 per roll, which isn't the greatest price. It's not. But it's 3 foot by 50 foot. And my favorite choice, if I have a choice, is the, I'll grab a scrap piece. Give me 1 second. That way I can be more concise. Choice, if someone ever asked me my preference, this is my choice material to construct my raised beds. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's do something fun, folks. Let's break up the monotony and let's build a raised bed. No, I gotta stay on task. But anyway, you get the point. Can't compare yourself to any tier when we are not educated correctly. We're never educated correctly. You can't be. It's not possible to be educated correctly. And keep in mind that the reason I say that is because actual knowledge is ascertained through one way and one way alone: experience. I cut my finger off. Oh, damn, that hurts. I shouldn't have did that shit. Hey, you might not want to cut your finger off. It really hurts. Is that educating you? No. Because without the experience behind the action, behind the words, there's nothing to give tangible meaning to the action, to the words. You can take my word for it. You can agree with me. You can believe me. You can say, yeah, true patriot. Yeah, that probably does hurt. I'm not going to do that. But I've not educated you. The actual education process occurs when you persevere through an experience. When you come out on the other end of that experience, there's going to be insight and wisdom that was gained through that experience. That is education. If I tell you do as I say, not as I do, that is not education. If I tell you that some smart man, he wrote down this number and I believe it's correct, This is the number that's correct. That's not education either. Because I could tell you anything on the planet. It wouldn't make it true just because I told you something. Actual, genuine education is obtained through experience. You don't get educated by reading books. You don't get educated by fucking watching TV. You don't get educated by listening to the radio. You don't get educated by going to church. Now, these things are triggers and pivotal points on your path. They send you everywhere. Okay? They send you to different experiences. And through those individual experiences, that's where your actual education is acquired. It's like when I grow mushrooms. Everyone told me, oh no, you've got to have lab-type conditions. You've got to be a scientist that's super intelligent. You can't be some poor white trashy dude living in a fucking single wide trailer that was built in the 50s and grow mushrooms. It'll never work. You'll waste your time. You'll waste your money. I never bought mushrooms again after that. Never, not once. I'm gonna roll a cigarette, drink some more beer, and plant some more plants. Because that's what really makes me feel good. Is planting plants. You know, you win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm eating tonight, and I know where it came from, and I know what's in it as a result of knowing where it came from. And I challenge any of you, when you can tell me the same thing, then we're on level field. But for a lot of you out there, you're still going to a grocery store and taking somebody's word for it. How's that working for you? You got cancer, you got loved ones with cancer, you got obesity, diabetes, heart problems, hardening of the arteries, cholesterol problems, blood pressure problems. It must not be working. Maybe it's time you try something else. I might just be a crazy fucking idiot, but I know where my food comes from. I can, within reason, tell you exactly what I'm putting into my body. My beer and cigarettes are my vices. And yes, I said that literally correctly. The beer and the cigarettes are my vices. My vice isn't McDonald's food. It never has been. It never will be. You know, I would like to get away from meat entirely. I'm not there yet. I'm making great strides in getting away from meat entirely, but I'm not quite there yet. But in the meantime, I'm self-sufficient. The things that I require to live, I'm producing. I don't need, I don't have to go to a grocery store if I don't want to. And the most important part, and I can't stress this enough, I know what's in my food. You would think that with all the technology and all of the advancements that humankind has made, that would be important. Yet, what we see in the real world is that we're the absolute opposite of our original heritage. It's sad. We've lost our way. I was speaking on another forum about sterilization, using pressure to sterilize stuff. And you know what this was troubling. Do you know how many people don't know how to use a pressure cooker? I mean, like, literally have never used one, do not own one, and don't know how to use one. I was speechless. I just can't. I can't. What happened to us? You know? How did we get so fucking ignorant? We eat fucking Tide Pods. What the fuck? What has happened to us? Sarah Violet's got to pop her head out of her ass daily. I do too. More than daily. We're talking probably 3 times per hour. Sometimes double that. Well, I don't know about the pressure cooker. Turn the crock pot into a pressure cooker. How would you establish pressure? You could establish a specified temperature, but a pressure cooker means just that. You are literally using pressure to do something. I have successfully used my crock pot for pasteurization, though. Oh, I don't use I use, when I do my Rick Simpson oil, I use a not pressure cooker. I use a crock pot. I straight up use a crock pot. And I do it the old school way. I do it the original. I use naphtha. I do it the Rick Simpson Trail of Tears. Fuck it. I do the Rick Simpson oil, Rick Simpson recipe exactly. I don't deviate. And I know, I read the science, I read the fucking where there was questions about residual solvent, like the naphtha, and about how maybe there was a fucking cancer risk, and anyway, I do it the Rick Simpson way. Exactly. I don't deviate. I do it the way Rick Simpson did it. I'm talking whole plant. Stem, root, stalk, fucking leaf, trim, bud. Yeah, I don't deviate. I figure if a man devotes a lot of his life to something, and you're going to turn around and you're going to do what that man did, then you owe it to that man to respect the method. Now, you want to create some other method, then by all means create some other method. But to just butcher a man's recipe, and you see a lot of people will do that nowadays. They will produce a product, and then they're gonna sit there and completely alter the product, but then they will use the acclaim, they will use the celebrity that the product was built on to push the product, and it ain't even the same fucking product. I was the muncher in my nan's orchard. My Uncle Brian in Buffalo, New York, he lives on what used to be an old apple orchard, and it was years back, and now anyway, now that's where he lives, and there's a bunch of the trees, and that's a little pet project of his, is taking care of them apple trees. I've said for years I want to get up there, and I'm afraid that he's going to pass away before I have the opportunity in the world to. Anyway, you know, and I've oftentimes said, man, I need to go up there and spend, you know, a couple weeks, a month with my Uncle Brian, and blah blah blah. And I've said that same fucking spiel for 20 years, and I've not done it. And every time he calls, his sister's my mother, but every time he calls, it's like I'm paranoid. I'm like, oh God, man, please don't let it be. Because I just recently had another uncle, a Vietnam vet, and you know, you recognize that you need to connect with these people, and then all of a sudden they're gone. and you just take it for granted that you've got all this time and you can always be there, and then they're just gone. Hey, road trips are always fun. Road trips are always fun. Hey, I'm pouring white, but if it's around the 1st and the 3rd, thanks to my fucking stint in the Army and thanks to the plethora of jobs I've had, I got a few dollars. Literally a few dollars. I literally mean that. A few dollars. It's I laugh. It's funny. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Is that where the Ferris comes from? Am I thinking of the right thing? I haven't been on a road trip in a while. I went, I have an ex. Yeah, I guess you would term her as an ex. I don't know. But anyway, she's still, we're friends or whatever, down in Mississippi. And I went and took a vacation down to Mississippi. Don't try to rekindle flames. It don't generally work. I didn't think that it would. Anyway, I haven't been, that's been a few years though. Had the car and raided the penny jar. I was bored. I was in Evansville, Indiana one time, and I was bored. And me and my buddy said, let's jump on a bus and go somewhere. Well, shit, we ain't got no money. How do we do that? Church turned us on to Traveler's Aid, and they would let us go anywhere in the country. I used to date a stripper that worked at the fucking, what was it, Toy Tiger or something in Louisville, Kentucky. Next thing I know, me and my buddy was on a bus, and we ended up in Louisville, Kentucky. Then we ended up in Montana. Then we ended up in Oklahoma. Then we ended up in Florida. Then we ended up in fucking Chicago. Then we ended up in fucking Dallas, Texas. It ended up being like a 6 or 7 year adventure. Learned a lot, seen a lot of cool people, did a lot of really fun stuff. I mean, really fun stuff. You want to see fun? You're in the fucking swamp, right? And a guy points out a big old field of flowers that grow up out of the swamp. And that dude looks at you and he says, I'll tell you what, buddy, you need to make a few dollars? Here's what I'll do. You see all them flowers as far as the eye can see? I'm going to give you 75 cents for every one of them flowers you bring me back up here to the shore. Here's you a burlap sack. Here's you a cigarette, drink you a beer. And then you could go swimming out there in the swamp and pick me a bunch of them flowers. I'm going to give you 75 cents a piece. And I'm looking and I see millions of flowers. I'm thinking, oh God, I'm fixing to be fucking rich. Oh, this is great. I take my burlap sack and I tie a rope onto my waist, and I tie my little burlap sack onto my waist, and I swim out into the swamp. I get out in the swamp. Alligators everywhere. And about that time, there's like a 7-foot alligator that's like 3 foot from me. And I come up to the surface of the water because I had to dive down to the bottom. And the flowers, what were we picking at that particular time? 4 score, 5 score, fucking arrow errands. I don't remember. Probably fucking either spider lilies, maybe. Anyway, I swim down to the bottom and I have to break these shoots off of like a chunk of main stalk, right? And I come to the top of the water and there's this big old alligator. And there's these little baby alligators sitting there. Oh my God, I'm gonna die! These alligators are gonna kill me and I'm gonna die! What do I do? And I'm just sitting there treading water and I'm freaking out. I've done shit in my pants and I don't know what to do. And dudes like, they're all back there on the fucking shore and they're laughing their fucking asses off. Don't fuck with the babies. If one of them baby alligators try to swim up to you, swim the other way. Goddamn, just keep picking, and when you get your sack full, come up here and I got your money. Don't worry about it. I persevered through it. I filled that burlap sack full of fucking them bulbs, and I get up there. Apparently, when that baby alligator and the baby, okay, it's spring, it's late spring, early summer, right? Babies everywhere. The baby's making noise. The mama makes a noise. They communicate, right? Don't fuck with them motherfuckers. Just ignore them. They're going to come up to you. When I say come up to you, I literally mean inches away from you. I worked all that day, and that specific day for that particular plant man, I made $125. I worked for that man for about a month, and then I hit the oyster boat. I had a buddy that ran an oyster boat, and I ended up working, going offshore, working on the oyster boat, working on the shrimp boat, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, man, leave the fucking babies alone. And the mama she wouldn't fuck with you, but she would come up. She's not letting them motherfucking babies get out of sight. Just ignore everything. Do your fucking job. Keep your fucking mouth shut. Ignore everything else around you. Oh, it was scary. Then he had me picking was it Arrow Aaron's? I don't fucking remember. But anyway, this is stuff that grows in the swamp, Louisiana, Mississippi Gulf Coast. It grows nowhere else in the world. You would be surprised. You go to your local Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart's, Costco's, whatever the fuck y'all shop at. You would be surprised at how many tropical plants that cost y'all tons of fucking money. They're indigenous to the swamp. That's the only place they grow naturally in the entire world. And you ever wonder where you get them plants? Some fucking young dumbass idiot, redneck fucking from the hills of Tennessee that winds up in the fucking swamp like me. But on the one particular job, we were in it's in the swamp. I'm talking like you're in the woods, like fucking jungle shit. The swamp, it's only shoulder deep in this particular area, and they didn't tell me none of this shit. Now this plant, you got paid, what was it, like 10 or 15 cents a plant? It's the same thing. The plant there's a main root structure all along the bottom and plugs that grow up off of that main root structure. You got to swim to the bottom and you snap a plug off. You don't need the entire top of the plant, you just need a plug. So you're sitting there and you snap these plugs off, get a handful, throw them in your sack, keep going, you get your sack full, go up to the shore, get you a fresh sack. Here's the down part. The plant has a self-defense mechanism. When you snap that fucking that shoot off of that main stalk, the plant excretes an oil in the water. Instantly, the water, this shit stings you, okay? It's tingling, it's burning. That's when you break one. After about 15 minutes of snapping these things, the water within a fucking 50 foot of you has this oil everywhere in it. And now that water is burning you. It sucks. It burns, but it itches simultaneously. It's oh man, it is fucking awful. The rooster crowing on the live stream. Which one? Was it the black copper? It probably was. It was probably the black copper marin. For any of you that don't know, if you're not into chickens, the black copper marin eggs are superior. of all the chickens I've had, of all the chickens I've raised, the eggs from the black copper marin are, they're superior. They're like a dark chocolate color. And so rich. You want to talk about a fluffy motherfucking cake. They will rival the goose eggs. In case many of you may not cook a lot or may not cook with a lot of natural products, if you ever bake a cake and you use goose eggs, they're really going to make a fluffy cake. They're really going to help your cake to rise. They're really going to make a big, thick, fluffy omelet. The copper marin, the black copper marin chicken eggs, free range, of course, non-medicated, antibiotic free, of course. They rival the goose egg. I see seeds in chat. That was the only word I seen. So that being said, let's fucking play with seeds, because that's always fun. Let me pull this screen up. I can see what everybody else can see. Oh shit, we can see legs. We'll probably end up seeing tattoos. I'm just so thankful that no one has questioned me on my 64 tattoos, or ever asked to see up close one of them, and ever asked for explanation of some of the symbology behind them. You know, when you're an anti-New World Order person and you have the Eye of Horus on your arm and you're trying to talk to people, it generally confronts them like a fucking ton of bricks. It freaks them the fuck out, and they don't know who's what, what's what, why's what. I'm so thankful that I don't get questioned more regarding some of it. But anyway, didn't you used to be a Wiccan? Oh yes, there was that time. I went through that era. Didn't everybody? Oh, never mind. Ah, that's crap. Anyway, let's see here. Check this out. This is going to be a good one. What you're looking at here, folks, it's a squash. We're going to plant some squash. Okay. This is your summer squash, and this is the straight neck, early prolific. Now, generally, when you're looking at your seeds and something is denoted by terms such as early, that's usually going to be one that produces pretty quick. With this particular variety, I think that it's advertised around 50-55 days. Yeah, we'll get some of those going. What other squashes, since we're doing a squash run? Since we're doing a squash run. Oh yes. Because we love our squash, folks. We do love our squash. Oh, this is the scallop yellow patty pan squash. It's another summer variety, summer squash. You're looking at about a 60-day strain here. And yeah, Sarah Violet, you know they took my other channel. I lost, I had 1,200 and I don't know. I had almost 1,300 subscribers. 2 days after I hit my 1,120,000th view, that's when they took my channel. I lost all my content. I lost all my subscribers. But, you know, I don't really give a shit. It annoyed me initially, but I've done this enough years to know, you know. I mean, I have been around. I've been in cyberspace long enough to where the people that truly matter, if they truly sought me out, they could find me. They could find everything I've ever done. Every hack I've ever pulled is public record. Every stint in prison, public record. Everything I've ever done has always been public record. I've not tried to hide any of it. Even back in my early 4chan days. Even back in fucking Damn, fucking pools closed due to sharks. Anyway, my point being is that I've never hid. Even when I was anonymous, I wasn't hiding out being anonymous. But anyway, so what we're looking at here is some, straight neck, early prolific squash. Straight neck squash. Who don't love some squash? Straight neck squash. Yellow patty pan squash. I'm going to do this roughly the same. Alright, not roughly, exactly the same as I've done the others. Again, we're just keeping it simple, folks. We're not even doing nothing fancy. If I try to do something fancy, YouTube will fuck with my audio, or all of a sudden, magically, my feed will get cut or something. So we're just going to keep it simple. Alright, yeah, simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Y'all heard that before, have you? Whoa, shit, I seen a bug crawling in my soil. Is that a bad thing? I'm just kidding. It kills me when I see people that go through these great, extensive ways and lengths to eradicate all life from their grow medium. I mean, literally all life. And then there's no life in their grow medium, so their plants won't grow. So then they have to turn around and add all these chemicals. And then their excuse is, well, I get good yield, I get big frosty nugs, the chemicals have to be good for me. Yeah, keep on using them advanced nutrients. They're safe, let me guess. Because somebody told you they were. Alright, keep on using them then. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I don't give a fuck what you do. I'll do me, you do you. We can agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, it boils down to knowledge. It boils down to wisdom. And you know what you've been told. I know what I know. That's the difference. So you use whatever products you want to, whatever floats your boat. I ain't gonna try to argue with nobody. You keep thinking federal agent Nukeheads Cody's your friend, fuck you. That's another one. You think it's coincidental when let's mention another big name, Optic LED. You think it's coincidental that Optic LED comes out with a new fixture today, and there's fucking 47 YouTube channels that coincidentally come out with a video advertising Optic LED the same day? Do you really fucking think them are all different people? No. They're not different, folks. It's the same motherfuckers. You're being played. The sad part is you motherfuckers are too goddamn ignorant to realize you're being played. That's why you're being played. Hey, fuck, if you're feeble-minded, you're feeble-minded. You don't want to be taken advantage of, quit being weak. The strong will always eat the weak. There will always be a pecking order. You don't like the motherfucking pecking order? Then I guess you need to improve upon your position within the pecking order. Alright. But anyway, that's good. Moisten your chest. We'll make our little divots here. I used the wrong end. Let's get the cap one. Fuck me up a little bit. 2 little divots on that one. 2 little divots in this one. Yeah. Alright. I don't know why, if I'm only using 2 seeds, I drug out like fucking 8. That doesn't make any sense. And I do it every time. The thoughtless shit that us fucking old ass hippies do. There we go. That's the straight neck early prolific. I won't tell you what prolific means. If any of you don't understand the meaning of that word, then there's just not much hope for you with regards to linguistics. Alright, now the scallop, yellow patty pan squash. Yeah, one in that. Oh yeah. And it's crucial that you get hands on. It is crucial that you touch not just the seeds, but that you physically touch the grow medium. That is crucial. Answering you. What am I not answering about? What have you got a bag of? I have a whole bunch of them in this bag. Not sure if I should let them grow or just plant them with the transplants. So I planted some with 2 transplants, and mushrooms will never hurt nothing. Let it grow. That is a fungus. Unmute. You're not muted. What do you mean unmute you? I'm on a live stream on OBS via YouTube. You're not muted. Nobody's muted here. I don't even have the ability to mute you. Okay. So, to recap, summer squash, early prolific, summer squash, yellow patty pan. Both containers, both vessels have been labeled, and they will go into the crate because after the live stream, we will have to take these and put them under a T5 super high output fixture that has a Hortilux Veg Master 6500 Kelvin bulb in it. And these will go on top of a heat mat. Oh, motherfucking rooster. Damn it. Motherfucker looks like he's wanting to get up in the damn tomato bed. He's building up to it. Unmute me or read. Now I'm all fucking lost. And this is just my first beer and I'm not even finished with it. So it can't be that I'm that fucking drunk and retarded because it's only my first beer and it isn't even finished. Shit. Got me all distracted. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Now I done fucking lost. I don't even know where the camera's at. Oh, I'm holding it. Fucking shit. Fucking peoples and YouTubes. Peoples and YouTubes. Is that... Alright, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there for just a minute because I'm all fucking confused and I'm trying to break my confusion. Mushrooms can grow anywhere. Yes, they can in fact grow anywhere. Literally anywhere. Log outside. Oh man. We don't have a lot and it's not time yet, but we do have some white oak logs that I did take some pre-inoculated with shiitake wood dowels. I should have done a video on that, but basically I took the white oak log, I basically drilled a fucking hole in it, I basically took a pre-inoculated wood dowel that had been pre-inoculated with shiitake mushrooms, I beat the dowel down into the log, I put some wax over it, I left it alone. We're hoping that next spring we're gonna have some shiitakes. We might not. It was my first venture into outdoor, just set it and forget it, if you will, mushroom growing. We also, speaking of that, I've got someone that wants to sponsor me and wants me to do another pan cyan grow. I've not done one in a while. Yeah, don't get on Shroomery looking me up. It's been a while since I've been on there. However, this person wants me to do a pan cyan run. They want to completely fund it, and they want me to do it. And it isn't even really necessarily money or resource. I've just got so many irons in the fire. That's why I haven't done one in a while. And when they confronted me the other day, it kind of caught me off guard, and I agreed to it. So at some point in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have to get that going for them. I gave them my word that I would allow them to fund it. I would allow them to use my brain for their purposes, and I'd do a pan-cyan run. Generally, I'm a big fan of Cambodian psilocybe cubensis. I've had good successes with them. They're easy, quick to colonize. They're semi-contam resistant. You get a really good yield. I mean, they're just an all-around good mushroom, a good teaching mushroom. Well, yeah, it would make it more affordable, and I had mean to. Money is actually truly a factor for me a lot of the time. I mean, I draw fucking $628 a month that I'm supposed to survive on. That's hard to say the least. So, yeah, money's a factor. But then there's other things that factor into it as well. You know, if my energy is not right, then there are certain areas that I need to avoid. And that being said, it wasn't. The mushrooms are a teacher, and they've taught me a lot. And one of the things I've learned is when the time is not right, you don't go against the fucking grain and do it your own fucking way anyway. No, a lot of the reason why I have successes with regards to my natural endeavors is because I align myself, all of my chakra points, I try to align not just within my own body, but then I try to align myself with nature as well. And nature and me, we have a fucking give and take relationship that's pretty balanced. And I don't, I do what is respectful, what is lawful with regards to nature, and in turn she rewards me, and I keep my mouth shut. I don't look gift horses in the mouth. But if it's not an appropriate time, space, or fucking realm to do something, you don't do it. And I just hadn't felt like the time's been right. So I've been putting it off, and maybe even part of that, I've just been putting it off. It seems to draw people out of the woodwork. It really does. I mean, your worst enemy's all of a sudden your best friend if he thinks he can get a bag of mushrooms from you. And I don't like feeling like that. It makes me feel shitty. It's kind of like motherfuckers won't help me grow, but then come chop time, you're going to put in a fucking order? You want some of my shit? You wouldn't help me grow it. You wouldn't have nothing to do with me while it was growing. You wouldn't help me trim it. You wouldn't let me teach you how to grow it. But now all of a sudden, I got some fucking cured up, fucking prime, fucking connoisseur level quality fucking smoke, and you want some of it? Or to make it add insult to injury, you want to give me money for some of it? What the fuck? Yeah. That's all we need, sir. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Fucking Social Security, disability, fucking, but I don't really need a lot of money either. So it's not like I don't feel that I suffer as a result of not having much money. Sometimes the money would facilitate the ease of some attributes of my life. I will, in honest, admit that. But everything has a cost. And when we talk in terms of cost, we're not always talking about dollars and cents. However, everything has a cost. And if I have to sell my soul to achieve something or acquire something, I just don't want it. And I don't want something that's going to cheapen it either, you know? It's like my cannabis. That's like passion to me. It's like an art form. You come over to my house, I will cook you the best dinner in the world, and we'll smoke the fuck out of some cannabis. I will never sell you any. I wouldn't care if you had a gazillion fucking dollars and you'd give it all to me for a joint. I will never sell you the first fucking bit. And that's just how I am. It's just because once I developed a respect for nature, the idea of profiting from nature, that's fucking disgusting. That is disgusting. You reap what you sow. You profit from nature when you eat good food. You profit from nature when you preserve good food. You profit from nature when you heal your body with nature's medicine. You never will have a right or a justification to take money for what nature has given you. And people just don't get that. And that's not something that really, I guess, you can even teach to people nowadays. And once I learned to respect nature, that was it. It changed the whole ball game. It completely altered everything. I admit it. When I was young, I had all these big, get rich quick schemes. I'm gonna be a world famous pot dealer. How do I get the most pot for the cheapest price? I cut out all the middlemen and I grow some bag seed, and then I'm going to be a rich, famous pot dealer. But the minute that I had the least bit of success with regards to producing a plant the way nature intended it, all of that went out the window. Every bit of it. You will never have a right to profit off of what nature freely gives of herself to you. And people, we've lost our way. We've forgotten what it means to be human. We've forgotten that hue represents more than just black and white. And you can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. It's my hope that I can, in some way, be part of the solution. Now, back to this. Let's see what. No. Now, yes. Let's go with some more cantaloupes. More cantaloupes. Yes, they should be. That's why, Sarah, I can't afford shipping costs. I never could. But I'll tell you the same as I've told everyone worldwide, and I always say, I will never sell you a seed. I'll give you whatever seed I've got that you want, and I'll do that for everybody worldwide. It's also one of the main motivators behind this year with regards to cannabis and trying to do an autoflower seed run, which that's an ongoing project. But because, you know, what's that? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And part of that is, you know, like with the seeds. I love it when I'm able to, in my local community, I love it when somebody will come over looking for plants. You know, like I had the people that are getting the property from, their anyway, somebody associated with them has a garden, whatever, and they're like, well, shit, you got all kinds of plants. Can I have some plants? And it just tickled me to death. I was, well, shit, what kind of plants do you want? I got lots of plants. I can give you plants. Oh, yes. I love when I can do that. I mean, yeah, you can't charge people for stuff like that. I mean, it's nature. All right. Let's see. We're going to go with... Not that. No. That's 48 days. Maybe 6 days. We've got 2 new plants that we're starting here. Some more seeds. We've got these right here. We're going to do some more squash. Get my camera back. Let me pull this so I can see what you all look at. That way we can keep on keeping on, as the saying goes. All right. Yeah. Oh, I can probably find somewhere better to set this stuff. Damn. All right. Set that there for now. Okay. These next two cups. Okay. These next two, this first one's going to be summer squash. This is a round zucchini variety of your summer squash. And another melon. And this is what they refer to as the planter's jumbo. I'm going to label these first. Round zucchini. Round zucchini squash. Planter's jumbo melon. Dirt. I should probably make me a new screen, so I can start doing a bit better of a job screening my soil. Because you'll notice, like, I do have a few pieces that are a little bit too big. Most of it's pretty good, though. But there are a few pieces that it would really just make me feel a little bit nicer about my soil if I would screen it more than I'm currently doing. Yeah, and I get a lot of seeds gifted to me as well. And I gift out seeds also. That's why it's like we're... my big thing this year is to try to get an autoflower seed run going. And I want to do so because I want to be able to have viable, stable, auto-flowering, feminized genetics that I can share. Kind of like Free the Bean. I just want to give them out. And I want to have enough of a supply. I'm not talking about doing a fucking YouTube giveaway. Fuck all that. I'm talking about just, you know, hey, you want some autoflower beans? I've got some. Here you go. And I want to have enough of a resource to where I can do that. Now, we're going to pre-moisten this soil as we've done these others. That's good. It'll be interesting to see how they germinate, and if they do in fact germinate, what the result would be. And you know, with them having history like that, it would be important to me, if it were my project, that I somehow preserved that history. However that's obtained, you know, you end up with a male and a female and you breed them and then you did seeds, or however you do that, or kept clones or whatever, you know. I would want to try to somehow preserve that history. You know, we've lost so many genetics in the last 40, 50 years. I mean, tons. We lose more every day, not just cannabis, but, you know, everything. We've all got this, we're crossbreeding this, crossbreeding that, and a lot of the original genetics that were used in that process are gone. I can't tell you how many strains that we no longer have. We just don't have them no more. Which sucks, kind of. I mean, it really, truly does. Yeah, we're going to make our two little divots here. Make sure this is all nice and flat, or mostly. Make sure it's all nice and flat. Yeah. And we'll make us two little divots. Now again, this first one is just a round zucchini variation of squash. And we're going to take and drop a seed in a hole. Yeah. Can't get much easier than that. Drop a seed in a hole. Cover it back in. Slightly compact it. I mean, you don't want to like just cram it down, but you do want to make sure ensure there is good soil to seed surface contact. Again, these next ones, these are our Planters Jumbo. It's a melon. There you go. That's going to be awesome. These two have been done. They're going back in this bag here. Heirloom seeds donated to you. That is always a beautiful thing. Always a beautiful thing. Always beautiful. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that, let me pull up this so I can see what you see. If you'll notice, we've been saving that water. Okay, that's water that we've poured through our soil. And we've been saving it, right? Okay, so now we've got a very nutrient-rich water. You know what we're going to do with it, folks? We're not going to just throw it out. Oh, hell no. No, we're not going to just throw it out. We're going to get real nice and creative. Just because we're at that time where we need to be cracking on some of our other legs of some of our other projects. Experimentation is excellent. However, experimentation there's a lot of margin of error, and with some aspects of growing, we just, we've got timelines, we've got schedules. That being said, I wasn't going to do this today, but I am going to do this now. Now, this first nice little ceramic rampkin, we're going to label as number 1. This second one we're going to label as number 2. Into number 1. Into number 1, we are going to drop a OO Seeds bubblegum auto into it. And this is number 1. Trying to be careful and do this without spilling shit. Damn it. There we go. Number 2, in this number 2 container, is going to be a chocolate skunk. Oh, dropped that one. It's okay though. Well, I'll go ahead and pull this next one off. Make it a little bit easier. I still have the remaining cheeseberry. Now, this is going to be a chocolate skunk. Number 2, chocolate skunk. Give me just a moment to notate my records. Number 1 is a chocolate skunk. We're going to write that down. Or, excuse me. Number 1 was the bubblegum. Number 2 is chocolate skunk. Damn, I almost fucked up again, huh? Number 1 was the bubblegum. Number 2, chocolate skunk. These are both auto-flowering varieties. These are both courtesy of OO Seeds. Some of you may remember I have already grown out and harvested the cheeseberry. I was not very happy with the result of the yield with regards specifically to the cheeseberry. OO Seeds provided me these seeds and as a courtesy, and I'm appreciative. This is, again, we're going to grow out the bubblegum. We are going to grow out the chocolate skunk. Number 2, chocolate skunk. Number 1 is our bubblegum. Now, that water that we saved that we know is nutrient rich is going to serve as our soak water. We're just going to take and put some water into both of these containers. Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. There's this, our number 1. There's our number 2. We don't want these to get moved, jarred, distracted, spilt, knocked over when we're drunk, or anything of that nature. We are getting them out of the way. After our 24-hour soak, we will be germinating. After our 24-hour soak, we will be placing these into 3-gallon pots for the purposes of germination phase of those 2 seeds aforementioned. Okay, so she put a link in chat. What link? Oh, it is me. It's me on another channel. Oh, wow, that's weird. That's not weird. It's kind of neat, actually. That's really nice of you. That's a nice gesture. Oh, shit, I turned you on and lost me. Oh, hell, that's weird. I'm just kidding. Anyway, it is what it is, folks. But this is good. Oh, I got a big dog coming here to say hi, folks. Look at this. What you doing, dog? What you doing, dog? Oh, I love it when big doggies come in to visit. Big purty puppy, you. Y'all see this, folks? Yes. Big puppy. I don't have no food. And, oh, wait. Do I have some snacks here somewhere? I don't have any, I swear. If I had some food laying around me, I would definitely give it to you, friend. Now, I'm sure if you go up to the door, somebody will throw something out to you. I'm sure of it. Anyway, for whatever reason, the neighbors' animals migrate here quite often. It's not a problem. It's actually kind of welcoming. I can only deduce that they must like me. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is, folks. We did get quite a bit planted today. We do still have just a buttload of other seeds, other genetics, other products that we could get into. I do need to capture some footage of the Panama Ninja. I do need to do an update on that. Right now, I'm going to roll myself a cigarette and probably crack open a nice, fresh, cold, fermented beverage. I do thank you, everyone who's managed to stick it out today. I'm sorry that if some of the tones came across as being less than positive. Oh, man, there's 2 more cantaloupes I didn't even know about. We could have planted those as well, but, you know, it is what it is. We always have ample time to do stuff. The GoPro on Karma, she's in the house. How would I do it? Alright. Or I could just bring her out here. Give me just a second. I'll bring her out here. Oh! Or did you? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I'm going to get her anyway. I'll be right back, folks. Come on, big dog. Come on. Oh, puppy. What, we could go in there and be on the camera, huh? Oh, I'm back, folks. Big old fucking 40-pound fucking 6-week-old dog. Lord Jesus is heavy motherfucker. All right, Karma puppy, come on. Oh, don't spill the beer, Karma. If you do, it'll be my fault, but still don't spill the beer. Big dog. This is my big Karma puppy. Let's see, she's 6 weeks, 3 days old. And at 6 weeks and 3 days old, she's going on 30 pounds. And her feet are just fucking enormous. Oh, big old doggy. Oh, old dog. Big dog. She's definitely going to be huge. Definitely going to be a beast. She's spoiled. You see, I wasn't lying to you folks about the... Get my camera cord. Not you, Karma. Me. Get that camera cord. Look at this collar. You see this, folks? I wasn't lying. Oh, yes. She's got... Matter of fact, there is already clothes on pre-order for her. Yes. Pink. And when I said something about all this pink shit, I was told to shut the fuck up, that it was pink because she was a girl, and at least it was all reflective. Oh. Aww. Big dog. What you gonna do? Oh. come on, we're live, dog. You're supposed to, I don't know, be more camera friendly. The innocence, the not caring or knowing if a camera is in fact on her and it not making a difference at all. It's actually pretty neat. Oh man, my foot is bleeding again, dog. It's not your fault, it's mine. Yeah, I stepped on a piece of glass and it went 2 inches up into my foot. I did manage to pull it out, but it is sore. Oh, it's alright. No big deal. It ain't your fault, dog. I think the GoPro on the dog is an excellent idea. I don't know if she'd go for it. We're still working with the leash thing. Thus far, when you put the leash on her, if you were to not touch it, she'll try to chew on the leash. If you put the leash on it and you're in any way, shape, or form touching it, she goes ballistic, to say the least. So I'd be curious as to how I could attach the leash to the collar without pissing her off. I don't know. But I have just been informed that I have to cut salad. So I'm going to finish this cigarette and then I'm going to have to end this live stream and I'm going to have to go cut some lettuce and cut some onions and, you know, cut shit. Actually, let me check the battery out on this other deal, because if the battery is good on this other deal. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm going to just go cut some lettuce. I'm going to end this live stream. I'm going to open up a new live stream, and I'm going to cut some lettuce. Hey, I'll be back in just a minute, folks.